Hi everyone, I am Rachana HG from Department of Computer Science, University of Mysore. In this presentation, I am going to explain supervised and unsupervised learning, their difference, clustering and K-means clustering. First, we discuss the definition of supervised and unsupervised learning. Supervised learning. In supervised learning, a model is able to predict with the help of labeled dataset, which means supervised learning, as the name suggests, works under supervision. That is, it's learning. Machine trained with the data is well labeled and then it predicts with the help of dataset. I will give one example for this. We have images which are labeled as a spoon and knife. Then it feed it to the machine which analyze and learn the association of this image with its label based on its features, which is size, shape, sharpness. Now when a new image fed to the machine without any label, with the help of past data, machine is able to predict accurately. Next, unsupervised learning. In unsupervised learning, the algorithm is trained using data that is unlabeled, which means there is no supervision, no training given to the machine, and there is no label. Machine try to understand the pattern and give the response. Here also I will give the example. This time we doesn't tell it is a spoon or a knife. Machine identify the pattern and group them based on the pattern similarities. Next, we discuss difference between supervised and unsupervised learning. Supervised learning. Supervised learning method involves the training of the system or machine where the training set along with the target pattern is provided to the system for performing a task. In unsupervised learning method does not involve the target output, which means no training is provided to the system. The system has to learn by its own through determining and adapting according to the structural characteristics in the input pattern. In supervised learning method deals with the labeled data where the output data pattern are known to the system. In unsupervised learning method works with the unlabeled data in which the output just based on the collection of perception. Next, the outcome of supervised learning is more accurate and reliable. Unsupervised learning generates moderate, accurate but reliable result. The next difference, supervised learning method is less complex. Unsupervised learning method is complex. Classification and regression are the types of problems solved under this method. In unsupervised learning, clustering and association are the types of problems solved under this method. Next, we discuss clustering. What is clustering? The method of identifying similar group of data in a data set is called clustering, which means we will group similar items together. When I say similar items together, that means there should be some characteristics or some features which is present in item or data. Clustering is a type of unsupervised learning. We all know in unsupervised learning we use unlabeled data. If our data is unlabeled, then how machine can able to cluster or categorize the data? Yes, machine can cluster and categorize the data based on its pattern, features, characteristics. I will give an example for this. I have a mixture of onion and potato. I know which one is onion and which one is potato. But when I fed to the machine, how machine can identify these two items without any label? Yes, machine can identify and cluster these two items based on its color, shape, size. Next, we discuss the applications. Clustering is used in market research, pattern recognition, data analysis, library, earthquake department, image processing. Next, K means clustering. It is an iterative algorithm that divides the unlabeled data set into k different clusters in such a way that each data set belongs only one group that has similar properties. K-means clustering is an unsupervised learning algorithm. It groups the unlabeled data into different clusters. K defines the number of predefined clusters that need to be created in the process. If k equals to 2, there will be 2 clusters, and for k equals to 3, there will be 3 clusters, and so on. Next, we discuss how the k-means clustering algorithm works. Step 1. Select the number of k to decide the number of clusters. Step 2. Select the random k points or centroids. Step 3. Assign each data points to their closest centroid, which will form the predefined k cluster. Step 4. Calculate the variance and place a new centroid of each cluster. Step 5. Repeat the third step, which means reassign each data points to the new closest centroid of each cluster. Step 6. If any reassignment occurs, then go to step 4, else go to finish. Step 7. The model is ready. Example for k-means clustering. Cluster the following 8 points with xy representing location. In the 3 cluster A1 of 2, 10, A2 of 2, 5, A3 of 8, 4, A4 of 5, 8, A5 of 7, 5, A6 of 6, 4, A7 of 1, 2, A8 of 4, 9. Initially, we select the centroids. Here, A1 of 2, 10, A4 of 5, 8 and A7 of 1, 2 are the centroids. And next, here I use the formula to find the distance. The distance functions between 2 points x1, y1 and b equals to x2, y2 is defined as rho of a comma b equals to x2 minus x1 plus y2 minus y1. Use k-means algorithm to find the 3 cluster centers after the second iteration. In the above table, now I am calculate the minimum distance between all these points with randomly selected centroids. There are 2, 10, 5, 8, 1, 2. Now I am going to explain how to calculate the distance using a above formula. Here x1 equals to 2, y1 equals to 10, x2 equals to 2, y2 equals to 10. I use the formula x2 minus x1 plus y2 minus y1. 2 minus 2 equals to 0, 10 minus 10 equals to 0. The answer is 0. The first minimum distance is 0. And I will give another explanation and another point. x1 equals to 2, y1 equals to 10, x2 equals to 5, y2 equals to 8. I will use the same formula x2 minus x1 plus y2 minus y1. 5 minus 2 equals to 3, 8 minus 10 equals to 2. Here 5 is the minimum distance. The minimum distance of a1 of 2, 10 to a2, 10 is 0. The minimum distance of 2, 10 to 5, 8 is 5. The minimum distance of 2, 10 to 1, 2 is 9. Like this, we have to calculate the distance of all the points. In this above table, I have completed the calculation of all the distance. Now, I am going to explain how to find a cluster. In the point 2, 10, 0 is the least distance, means so the cluster is 1. In the point 2, 5, 2 is the least distance, means so the cluster is 3. Like this, we have to find the cluster for all the points. Then we get a 3 clusters. Cluster 1 contain 2, 10. Cluster 2 contain 8, 4, 5, 8, 7, 5, 6, 4, 4, 9. Cluster 3 contain 2, 5, 1, 2. Till now, the iteration 1 is completed. Next, we need to recompute the new cluster centroids. We do so by taking the mean of all points in each cluster. For cluster 1, we only have one point, A1 of 2, 10, which was the old mean, so the cluster centroid remains the same. For 2, we take average of all x and y. Average of x, 8 plus 5 plus 7 plus 6 plus 4 by 5. The answer is 6. The average of y, 4 plus 8 plus 5 plus 4 plus 9 by 5. The answer is 6. I did the same thing for cluster 3 and I get 1.5, 3.5 is a cluster 3 is a centroid. Here I update the centroids and we repeat everything exactly in the same way. Means we find the minimum distance from each points to centroid and also found the clusters. Then we get a cluster 1 contain A1 of 2, 10, A8 of 4, 9, cluster 2 contain A3 of 8, 4, A4 of 5, 8, A5 of 7, 5, A6 of 6, 4. Cluster 3 contain A2 of 2, 5, A7 of 1, 2. Next, we need to recompute the new cluster center. We do so by taking the mean of all points in each cluster. In cluster 1, we have points 1 and 8. Therefore, the centroid 2 plus 4 by 2, 10 plus 9 by 2. Here, 3, 9.5 is a first centroid. In cluster 2, we have the points 3, 4 and 6. Therefore, the centroid is 8 plus 5 plus 7 plus 6 by 4. 4 plus 8 plus 5 plus 4 by 4 equals to 6.5. And 5.25 are the second centroid. I did the same thing for cluster 3 and I get a 1.5, 3.5 is a third centroid. Here also I update the centroids and we repeat everything exactly in the same way. Means we need to find the distance from each points to centroid and also found the cluster. We get a same clusters in iteration 2. Means iteration 2 and iteration 3 are the same. We get a same clusters. That's why I stop the task here. Otherwise, we need to continue the iterations. Here the example of k-means clustering is completed. Thank you.